In this episode of the Gothic Moose, we are joined by Philip Faith, who is also known as DJ Faith. He is a DJ here in Montreal who has been spinning tunes for more than 3 decades, and he has had bands that have made people dance for just as long. Bands like Western Dream, or Hotel Noir, or his most recent band, Sexsomnia, which is why he's here on the show, is to talk about them. Also, we talk about his whole DJ career, and we play some music that he likes. So I hope you enjoy it. Sexsomnia is the name of the band. Forbidden is the name of the EP that was just released. Go get it. You can get it on Bandcamp, on Apple, Amazon, wherever you buy your music. You can probably listen to it on Spotify as well if you're inclined to give them your money. And you can also get all the links for his band on the post for this show, whether it be djmoose.ca and podcast on Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you listen to the podcast.
plus ce qui s'est passé. Trop sanguine, je me suis emportée. Et apparemment, je t'ai bousculé. Mis un kick avec le pied. J'avais pas encore fumé, mes nerfs ont lâché.
buildings and all the stories that you tell. We held on to our banners and laughed until we cried. Across the hall of the open door of the man who left at night. We danced to different drums, I guess. We said that day in May. And you wished that you were overseas, 100,000 miles away. Years we wait in vain for a letter or a call. But it never comes, there's no one there at all.
My name is DJ Moose, and this is episode 629 of the Gothic Moose. And I am very happy to be joined this week by somebody I've known for a really long time. Perhaps somebody who heavily influenced me when I became a DJ, because when I was becoming very goth, he was one of the DJs who I spent a lot of time listening to and pestering for requests. I don't know if DJ Faith remembers me making requests, but all those years ago. So I'm joined by DJ Faith. Welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You know, it's been 30 years since you and I both DJ'd at the same night, but at different times. And here we are 30 years later.
I believe it was at Bar Les Arts, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Incubus.
Incubus.
Yeah. It's funny because you're doing Succubus this weekend.
Exactly, you took the words out of my mouth. Exactly, I'm doing Succubus now.
My starting point, my memory of you is in 1993 at the Gallery.
Yes.
Which was, for people who weren't around like 32 years ago, it was a little club in downtown Montreal. The DJ booth was raised; it was up in the air, but it was just
it was high in the air.
Right, you had to climb a ladder to like go make a request, and I'm tall, and I still had to climb the ladder.
I used to call it the treehouse booth, you know.
So was like, I don't know your history before that. So my starting point is with in 1993 with DJ Faith. Where was DJ Faith before the Gallery?
That's a good question. Actually, the story behind the Gallery was quite funny. Is the guy had the bar, and he was looking to do an acid jazz club. So it worked during the jazz festival, and then it just died. So I run into the guy, just completely random, and he's like, "I don't know what to do with my bar." And I'm like, "You know what? Let me take over. I have an idea." And I believe the event was called The Temple at the Gallery. Yeah, exactly. And then we started the actual event, and that was, but prior to that, we're talking I think I used to work at, what's the place called? It used to be called Garage on Mayor Street, and then
Back Street.
Back Street, but before it was Cat House.
Yeah, right.
Or was this after?
Cat House was after. Cat House, it was Back Street, and then it became Cat House.
Yeah, exactly. So before it was called Mars. It's possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so around that time I started. During that period, I think I started there, and well, it's so many clubs, so it's hard to remember. But I was a DJ at Club Med too for a period of time, '89. And I remember playing Love in Rockets, and people were like, "What is that stuff?" So that was quite funny. And that's it. So before that, I guess, it started around that time. Gallery was probably one of the main ones where when I started really DJing. I remember I used to spin vinyls back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
As did I. That half my music was vinyl, half my music was on CD.
Yeah. We made a transition. I remember I used to go to Dutchie every week. To find new stuff, and it was quite interesting. Yeah, it was a good old days, as we say.
I remember the time of I was going to HMV and trying to find goth music, but nothing was. It wasn't sorted by goth, right? Like all the goth would be mixed in with rock.
Exactly, but the gothic term came later.
Right.
It was with what's his name, Mercer. The guy.
Like Mercer, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Which I got his book and the CD or the compilation CD, the 2-disc compilation CD in Toronto. And that, I think, helped me a lot to become a DJ because it was all like the super big goth hits on one compilation. There was half an hour at least of music for the night.
Yeah. And the sisters refused to be on that compilation. That was funny. Yeah.
Well, they still refuse. I believe they refuse to play anything with the word goth in it.
I know.
Then disappeared from the gallery. One day I arrive and you're no longer the DJ. You've been replaced by someone else.
Yeah, it was, I believe, Law.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ Law. Yeah.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I was trying to think about this. I don't think we've ever DJ'd together.
Same events, but no, I don't think so.
No, like different times, same places, but different times.
I used to attend your night, and I used to see you during my nights, but I don't think we ever had a chance to spin together.
No. Yeah. Whereas, because I've DJ'd with Dieter Black, who I know you DJ'd a lot with at Nevermore.
At a later time, beginning of Nevermore, and then we did the Black Fate concept, which was really cool, and But he was there. He used to come at gallery as well, I remember.
Yeah.
And he mentions it all the time. Like, he calls that, like, he's always talking about that period. Yeah.
And you're not only a DJ. We started the show off with a band of yours.
Yes, they're called Sexsomnia.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell us about Sexsomnia.
Sexsomnia is a project I started in 2021. With partner Pat Godet, who used to play in Exaffelstein and an old punk band called Unruled. And I had the idea of a dark wave electro project with 2 basses. And actually the idea came from the song Primary by The Cure, because on that song, as you know, there's no guitars, it's 2 basses. And I'm like, that could be very interesting to have a concept of an electro dark outfit with 2 basses, and I wanted to have like female vocals and different guests,
Mm-hmm.
So I started off with this girl from England called Zoe Page, and she was featured in the first few songs, and then we extended, and then we depending on the releases, we worked with multiple singers, and the new release was done with Marita from Streetlum, Marita Volodina. She's a Polish-based singer, but Ukrainian origin, I believe.
Right. You told me about that.
Yeah. And it was amazing to work with her because long distance. I met her because we were signed at the time on Manic Depression Records in France, and she was on the same label. And I said, well, why not? It would be interesting to do a collaboration. So, I reached out, and then she loved the idea. And we started working long distance. And then once the song was done, let's do a video. Okay, that's going to be a challenge, you know? So here I am, you know, just like making little drawings with light setups and blah, blah, blah. And then she says, oh, I have a guy in Poland, very talented. And back and forth. And then we did it. So that's what happened. And the main version was the first one that was recorded. And then I decided to do an electro remix, like more, you know, hypnotic, dance floor oriented. So that Shadow mix that we just heard.
Do you find that being a DJ influences the way you create music because you're creating it for the dance floor because you know what it takes for the dance floor?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely it gives you a good perspective for sure. But in my case, I've been a musician, I've been a DJ, musician. So it's always been like, you know, it's always been together, you know, for me. So yeah. So even when I'm actually spinning, I get in the vibe where I'm almost performing the songs. I know you understand what I'm saying. It's just like when you really get into the songs as a DJ and you feel them, then the crowd reacts. And I don't know, it's kind of a chemical thing going on, you know? So it's, yeah.
Yeah, see, having the crowd react to something you're playing and, you know, react in a positive way.
Yeah,
slightly less fun when it's not a positive way.
Yeah, if the dance floor is starting to crank out, then there's a problem, you know? But well, the interesting thing today is that we have a whole new generation of kids or young people that are discovering songs that are old.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it changes the whole dynamic, you know. Before, like people used to go and the music was current. Now it's like, you know, they're going back, you know. So it's like rediscovering everything again, you know.
And that's kind of cool when you see kids, you know, discovering what we liked and
exactly
right. And it's all new for them, right? Because it's been, you know, 30 years. None of them have listened to it before. I mean, I think that was something I remarked on about seeing musicians in Germany, like at Wave Gothic, is that sometimes you get kids who are playing like music that's so influenced by the 80s, but they weren't even alive, right?
Exactly.
Like, you know, they never experienced it. So for them to play it, it's something brand new. Like nobody's ever done this before. All right. What did we hear after Sexsomnia?
Okay, we heard Potochkine is a French band with a song By. And I don't know, I kind of clicked on that band first time I heard it. You know, it's in French. I'm usually not a big fan of French music, but I don't know, that song and that band, the energy, the girl, the way she sings, I don't know, it just spoke to me. So I've tried that song a few times on the dance floor, and I think it's a good band. It's you know, nice project from France, you know.
Yeah. After Potochkine.
Potochkine. After we played the return of a great band called the Lorries, or Red Lorry, who actually came out with a final album, and I've always been a huge fan of that band, and they've been underrated in my opinion because they sounded so aggressive. They come from the same city as the sisters from Leeds, and they actually same gang because after the sisters, when the mission was founded, it was members of Lorry's with members of sisters. The drummer, I believe Nick Brown, was the drummer of Red Lorry. So anyways, they came out with this new album, and the song The Only Language, I don't know, I feel like it's almost Killing Joke-ish, aggressivity and energy, and with that baritone voice that Reed has, you know, in that band, and those luscious guitars. And I don't know, that band has always been, you know, so that's the song we played, The Only Language.
And, you know, it's funny because when I think of you, I always think of Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry.
That's funny.
Like, I don't know why, it's just, that's the band I associate.
Yeah, because I used to play it and people were like, what? I believe it was Walking on Your Hand or Spinning Around, and then talk about the weather, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah. Actually, you know, you were friends with Ben Coleman?
I don't think so.
Oh, no? Okay. Well, he passed away, sadly. But the last time I ran into him, he said the exact same thing. He says, every time I hear the Lorry.
Excellent. And we wrapped up that set with one of my favorite bands.
Bragolin.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I love them. I saw them, I think this last time I went to Wave Gothic, which was in 2019, and they just blew me away. They have such a sound. Like,
unique sound. Exactly. Yeah.
You play any song by Bragolin, you're like, right away, you know it's Bragolin.
Yeah. So the song I Saw Nothing Good, So I Left is I love the dissonance. I love that theremin, I think it's theremin they're using.
I believe so.
Yeah. And they always use a bass six, which is it's like a hybrid bass guitar. So it's it's a guitar that's basically an octave lower. So it's 6-string bass basically, but it's not exactly a bass, but it's not a baritone because it's tuned like a bass. So like New Order used to, Joy Division used it, and The Cure used it, and so
right.
So that's it. So I like that sound. Actually, I'm using the same instrument in Sexsomnia too on many songs. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of Sexsomnia, I think we didn't mention your drummer.
Michael Ryan. Yes.
Yeah. I saw. I was snooping around on Facebook to try and gather some information. He was in my neighborhood last weekend, playing with some band on the Monkland Street Fest.
Oh, really? You're in NDG?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not far because I'm in Westmount. I'm not far. Yeah.
So then we're really close.
Yeah, Michael is a bit of he's got an ego and an alter ego, so really weird bands, he's a session musician, but I've been working with him for many years. He was actually in Western Dream. I don't know if you remember Western Dream.
Yeah.
So I used to play stand-up percussion and keyboards back then, and we stayed in touch. And he's I'm happy that he's part of Sexsomnia, but it's like I said, it's his alter ego with Sexsomnia.
Western Dream was your first band, right?
Yes, exactly. That was in 1989, I believe. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it goes back.
Is it like you would play at all of the Erebus nights?
Yes. We used to play. They were called Midian, I believe. Yes.
The ones at Cat House? Is it
yes,
Midian?
Exactly. They were, Midian. It was like I was DJing there, and then we had the Vans, and we had Western Dream, Santeria, the Team. Those are. I believe it was those. The trio bands that were playing in rotation back then. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
And Western Dream went through a lot of evolution. It started off like a dark, almost death rock goth band. Like more. Even, compared to a New Model Army at some point, and a bit of the Mission and stuff like that. And then later on, it became more hybrid electronic, with, we went to Romania and Hungary in 96 to do a tour, and then came back, and then it stopped in around 1999. Yeah, more or less, yes.
What was that like touring Romania and Hungary?
Oh my God. I spent most of the time in Romania, and it was quite an experience. It's the first time I saw a Russian console. But I have to say, their passion for music is incredible. It's like really, it's they're thirsty for it, So it was quite a nice experience. I have to admit. Yeah.
Wow.
We played a festival called Satu Mare. And we were in front of like 17,000 people.
Wow.
So the stress level.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was nice. I even shot a video there while we were there in Bucharest. And it was quite an experience. So yeah. So after Western Dream, basically I stopped the project and started another project that was more like symphonic metal, but with kind of a goth skeleton. It was called Rise of the Fallen, and we did released a DVD and then released an album called Bloodline, and I believe that was in 2004. Yeah, and so I worked on that project for a while, and then stopped. Then I stopped it for a bit. And then I started Hotel Noir, which was a cover project where we did all the covers of different, classics.
Right,
Actually,
right.
It was basically a DJ set that I decided to, I was working with I was working with Carlos, who was the bassist from Santeria, so it was
Right.
kind of a Western Dream Santeria mashup, and then we did all these covers, and we did a few videos actually that had a good reception,
I remember you telling me about Hotel Noir, that you were doing it.
That was the last time I ran into you.
Now we're going to have Gesaffelstein
Yes.
with Orck.
Orck.
what did we start that set off with?
It's a Gesaffelstein, and the song is called Orck. And there's another artist that's French, actually. And he has a unique sound. It's aggressive, electro. I don't know how to describe it really, but you just, it's like we were talking about Bragolin earlier. That's like, when you listen to some artist and it's like, wow, okay, there's a sound,
Right.
And on the dance floor, I don't know how he does it, but, it really, really kicks ass. Yeah. So his stuff could be a bit more pop or even Italo disco at some point, but that specific song is almost in the line of a Ministry song,
Right.
With that crazy tempo change and just that energy. Yeah, so that's why I chose that song because I felt like it would be interesting.
Right. After Gesaffelstein,
and then we listened to Hefty with the song called "Weapons of Mass Destruction," featuring Gracie. So that's another song that I discovered recently that I feel has an amazing mood, production, and beat.
Right.
And it's very with some narrative vocals on it, and very moody, very a strong song in my opinion.
Do you find that when you're like listening to music, that I just tell it from my point of view, because I find that when I listen to music, even though I'm not like a club DJ really anymore, and I do the show which doesn't get mixed in the same way, I'm always looking for the songs that will work on the dance floor, and like sort of almost sometimes dismissing the rest, and because I'm just looking for, this would be a good one on the dance floor.
Yeah, I'm the same, but sometimes I do focus on songs like to start the night, or
right.
And sometimes I've tried to actually break the vibe by just putting I don't know when. I think last year there was a big event, and at midnight or 12:30, I just played Cantara by Dead Can Dance. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take a risk. But people got into it, And then you come back with something with a heartbeat. Sometimes it's good with your transition.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was watching David Guetta talking about, what you have to do like when you're mixing, and he was explaining how you just cut the bass and you make people want the bass.
Absolutely.
And, they're missing the bass. So when you bring it back, everybody goes crazy because they're like,
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. For that. It's actually it works well.
Right. So it's like changing that tempo, playing something else for a while, just like makes people sort of realize what they're missing.
Yeah.
After Hefty?
After we played Fluid Ghost, and the song is called Forbidden. Funny, like the song by Sexsomnia. Total random, but it's another song that I find is it's pretty. How can I say? It's got this magical kind of the mood and the actual beat, and another example of a good female narrative vocal, and it works well on the dance floor too. So
Excellent.
Yeah, a bit of a fetishy, sexy vibe to it too,
Right.
Yeah. So almost a slow tribal. I don't know. It's a good track. It's a good track.
What's incredible about today is you and I could both DJ an entire night, and neither of us play the same thing, and still play an evening that is filled with amazing music.
We need more DJs like you. You should come in and find at some point.
Well, I was going to say we should, if we have some time this year, or if you have some time, we should do together the 30th anniversary of Incubus.
Absolutely, I'd be down.
Right? Because I would love to do it with you. So
let's plan that in the future. When is the actual anniversary?
So, the actual anniversary was back in April. It only occurred to me after I asked you, and I saw the Succubus link, and then I was like, oh, wait, it's 2025. I started in 1990, like in April 95, I became a DJ.
I remember, yeah.
Do you find it's like more complicated today because not more complicated, just, I mean, maybe that it's a little bit more difficult because the dark genre is now so large
and almost mainstream in some, to some extent. Yeah.
Like, you know, in many cases, what defines a band as being like mainstream or like a dark wave band, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that and the fact that there's a bit of saturation, like there's a lot of events now, like that are basically doing the same. So, you know, it's like, it's hard to keep, you know, something original.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. But like on the other hand, like I said, the crowd is they're pretty cool now. Like you get claps and you get like, yeah, it's like, you know, I've never seen that in the past where actually you play a song and everybody starts cheering and clapping hands. It's like, wow, man. Maybe the dark is being removed from the dark. I don't know.
I believe the last track of that second set was?
It was, I guess it was Molchat Doma. I don't know if I pronounced this correctly. I don't. You probably have no. Okay, but the title, forgive me, I can't. It's written in Russian.
No, it's in Belarus.
Oh, Belarus. Okay. So Ni Знаешь, something like that.
Yeah, so something. I mean, my Belarus isn't that good, but if it's like my Ukrainian, which is like whenever I read the Google translations of Ukrainian, the Ukrainians I speak to totally get what I'm saying.
Okay.
Whereas I'm Latvian, and if I say something in Latvian to people like Latvians I know, they always like, what? They don't understand anything I'm saying.
Totally. Yeah. So that track is one of the more electro, I guess. It's you know, because I listened to quite a bit of their work, and for dance floors I wasn't convinced, but that was my favorite one. So that's why I chose that song for the playlist.
The next band it's going to start off the next set. They are very political. Yeah. And they support Ukraine.
Yeah. And it's a New World Order classic song.
Classic.
But a rare dance floor mix, actually.
Very nice.
I believe it was mixed by Mr. Barker, which, you know, to me is a driving force behind Ministry, even if he doesn't get as much credit as Jorgensen. But yeah, so I love that. I love that dance mix. It's powerful.
You know, that album from Ministry was one of the driving factors in me becoming goth. You know, like because I was a rockabilly before when I started going out, and I was at Lenoze. I was a rockabilly, and I was you know, like what is this? This is really good music.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, like started with like songs like Ministry and 242 and Sisters. Like it's all just like this is the music I like. You know, I still like 50s music, but not the same way.
It's funny because I was psychobilly too before getting more of the dark stuff. Yeah, like when I was young. Yeah. I used to be a huge Cramps fan.
a guy I used to hang out with, Rene Garcia, he went on to have,
I know Rene.
right? He had the brains.
Yes, absolutely.
And the brains were like, oh, this is the shit. Like, it is good, it's fast,
Or,
it's
I don't
dark.
know if you remember the Gruesomes?
Yep.
Yeah, that's another example.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were a bit ahead of their time. Like, if you look at Wednesday Addams today and everything, they had that monster mash. But, all the psychobilly bands,
Yeah.
So that's, it's interesting.
So much good stuff. After Ministry, who did we hear?
Okay, that's another song by a project that I discovered called Owl Vision. So it's a bit in the same line as Gesaffelstein, aggressive electronic beats, and it's just like a warrior song. And it's called NIGHTBREED. So I don't know what you thought about the song, but it's on the dance floor. It's another song that just destroys the speaker. Damn, Yeah, it's in your face. Yeah. And it's a slow tempo. It's another thing about, it used to be more like EBM, used to be more faster tempos, but I find that slow tempo songs work very well on dance floor.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's an example of a heavy, slow tempo electronic song. Yeah.
Right. Nice. Yeah. And then?
So the next song is Sierra. The band's called Sierra, and the song is called Last Breath. So I'll let you tell me what your impression on.
I've played Sierra before.
Okay.
So this is a band that I like, and
okay.
I enjoy the sound, and yeah, just like Torul, who's coming up next.
Torul is. I love that band too, and the song Try, I find it very unique because it's got elements of. It's got a dance beat, but then again, it's at the end it goes into more like a Depeche Mode kind of pattern, and the voice is really nice. I don't know, it's just I fell in love with that song the first time I listened to it. So yeah.
So great stuff from Torul. So we talked about your DJing, like you're now the regular DJ at. Club at Cabaret Berlin that has nights like regularly, like weekly. It is like the dark destination in Montreal.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, you're also going to be DJing at the upcoming
AMP
Festival and at Velouria Fest.
Oh yeah, we're going to mention Velouria.
Yeah,
exactly. So that's I'm looking for it. It's going to be more like shoegaze oriented and post-punk and there's going to be bands playing, so I'm going to be like filling in,
Yeah,
so I'm actually excited. I'm looking forward to that event. It should be interesting.
Yeah. I'm friends with Maxime, so from the City Gates.
He's the one that approached me originally, and
yeah, they're an amazing band.
Yeah, I really like them too. Yeah,
he's putting on an interesting night, and I will be there. I'll see you there.
That's great. And I'm following that. I'm actually going to September 19th, I believe, Dark 80s. Oh. I'm doing a double bill with the guy from Auto Melody.
Oh yeah, with
Laszlo.
Oh yes, Laszlo Arnoldi. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I never shared the decks with him in the past, so
interesting.
It should be interesting. So yeah. So and in October. We're doing AMP Festival. I'm doing a short set because there's going to be a lot of DJs. Are you part of AMP?
No. So there's the AMP. There's the Fetish Weekend. I think. Are you DJing at this coming weekend?
Succubus is actually part of Fetish Weekend. That's the event, my main event that I'm doing on Friday.
Right.
Yeah. So and I'm actually doing a spot on Saturday for a debasement, which is more of a kinky play party. And so that's so the agenda is Fetish Weekend, and then we have Velouria, then we have Dark 80s, and then we have AMP Festival.
Right. A busy month coming up for you.
Yeah. I can't complain. It's good. but there's a lot of listening to do and, preparing practice, Yeah.
You know what I find? I think that given how much music there is, it is so much harder to come up with a track list. Like the last time I guest DJ'd at Reload at La Shop, like almost but back into our old stomping grounds, right? Just under Les Arts. And I had, I think, like 3.5 days of music with me.
That's it. I'm just saying, so I bring 600 songs, for 5 hours.
Right. Like you don't know what you're going to play. You're like, at most you would play 150 songs in that 5-hour set,
But we're probably the same. You don't plan ahead. You go with the vibe, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know DJs, they plan ahead and they I can't do that because you never know. Sometimes the crowd is more electronic oriented. Sometimes they want to hear more goth. It's hard to plan,
Of course. And you don't know the feeling. So like you can have a skeleton of like, I want to play this. I want to play that. I want to play 10 songs you want to play.
Yeah, exactly.
But even then, like I'll have that list of songs I want to play and that goes out the window and I play other shit. You never know. You just never know. And I think that's, when I was DJing at the Loft, I had 2 crates of music, 2 crates of vinyl, a thing that held 50 CDs, and the music of the club.
On top of it, yeah.
And that was it. And I had maybe a couple hundred CDs compared to now you can, fuck my music collection is like 200,000 songs. Like I can't remember shit anymore either. That's the worst thing.
Yeah, we had a better memory back then.
Because we only had a few to remember now.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And then people come and make requests and you're like, I don't even know what band you're talking about. Like, I've never heard that. All right. Where can people find your music?
Sexsomnia?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to talk a bit about that because that would be okay. So the new EP called Forbidden, it's a 4-track EP, and is available on all platforms and on our Bandcamp. And there's I don't know, are you familiar with Attrition?
Yep.
From the UK?
Yeah.
Okay, so Martin and I have been working together. He's been doing mastering, and he did an exclusive remix of a song called NIGHTBREED that was released prior to that on the album Transcendent. So there's a remix available on the new EP, as well as 2 versions of Forbidden with Marita, and the other song's called Vapor with a guest vocalist called Isabel Young. So it's available as of it came out on the 25th.
So a couple of days ago, yeah.
Yeah, with a video for the second version of Forbidden, because we had the video for Shadow Mix that was out in July. So, so that's it. So on the 25th, we had the official release of the EP as well as the new video for the album version of Forbidden.
Right.
So we're trying to push to get the most exposure possible. And so people can buy the music on iTunes, on Amazon Prime, it's on Spotify, and Bandcamp, basically.
Nice. And it's funny, I was watching the video, the newly released video, just before we were speaking, and I was reading some of the comments, and people are just like, I think you should work on this, whatever. It's like, oh, fuck off.
Oh, you saw that one too, huh? Well, I don't know, some guy said good song, but you should work with Alan Wilder.
Yeah,
that's the one I know. Yes. That's it wasn't a bad comment, but it's like, okay, whatever, man. I think he didn't like the production or something.
Yeah, but it was just like that was such a pulling some shit out of my ass and just throwing it on the internet. It's like, what the fuck?
You have to accept criticism because when you're an artist, it's like,
No, of course, but like, who wouldn't want to work with Alan Wilder? Who wouldn't?
I even like this comment because I would love to work with Alan Wilder. Funny.
Oh man. Okay, and then there's also people can still get the Hotel Noir stuff on Bandcamp and I guess everywhere else too.
Oh yeah, exactly. But the only release, there's 2 singles. It's there's Lagartija Nick from Bauhaus. That was the first single, and Hellsville. And Hellsville is quite interesting because I had the honor to work with Edward Caspel, and it's actually the real original singer of the Pink Dots doing a cover, actually singing on my cover version by Hotel Noir.
Wow.
So, so that was quite. I was like, I was very touched by the whole experience. Plus, I did a remix, dance floor remix that we're gonna hear, and the comments I got is like, "Wow, it's the first time we hear Caspel on an electronic beat." Because he does Kindergarten, but it's not, it's not a dance floor song. It's but
right.
The reaction on the remix of Hellsville was really good in general. So yeah, I got a lot of positive comments.
Awesome. And that's actually the track we're going to go out with.
Yes, absolutely.
And before that, we have a couple more songs.
We have a French band called Rendez-Vous.
That was Silent Runners.
Oh, sorry. Silent Runners. Yeah, that's the band from Amsterdam, I believe. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. And then again, I fell in love with that band right away because they mix, I find, electronics and guitars perfectly. And you got a bit of that nostalgia, melancholy of The Cure and the Chameleons, but mixed with electronic beats. And the vocals are really good. Yeah, I think this band is gonna, might become big.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I wondered when I saw the name of the song, because I once had, early on when I was doing this podcast, I decided to do some mix versions that were kind of mediocre, but I'd originally called them DJ Moose's Roadkill.
Oh, okay.
Sort of playing on it. I was like, I wonder if DJ Faith knew that. They picked this song.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But it's good. It's good. I like stuff like that, coincidence. So, okay, so yeah. So what else are we going to listen to? Rendezvous. Rendezvous is a French post-punk band, and the song is called Distance. And it's a raw energy track, like powerful raw energy track. And if you like bass, the bass is really dominant in the song. It's with cool keyboards and great guitar work. It's a good song.
Great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you have my least favorite band to see live.
Oh, I understand.
I love them. The music is amazing. Their live show, oh my fucking God.
I know. But, stuff happens, huh?
It does.
Yeah. But at least they're performing, which is kind of nice for the fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. So I really like the video they did for the song İnziva. And very reminiscent of Dr. Caligari and, Murnau and, the whole dark film noir kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And the song is really cool. It's really good too. So, yeah. So that's why I picked that actual track, yeah.
Yeah, I always just thought it was really cool that they came from Turkey.
Exactly. And they sing in their language. And that's great.
Yeah.
Open barriers like that. It's, or breaking barriers, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice because people are humming the songs and they don't know what the fuck they're saying. And he's got that bit of a slappy Elvis kind of low tone voice.
Yeah.
It's really, it's really funny.
Which is like, this is, I'm friends with the guy who does Communion After Dark, like a much bigger podcast than mine.
Yeah, I know Communion After Dark.
And we talk about, she passed away. This little part will get cut from the show. And both of us are like, we don't get why they're so popular. Because, like, okay, they're good.
Yes.
But, like, how come they're filling the Fairmount? Like, no other band with that sound would, like, fill the Fairmount.
Not even Killing Joke.
No, right. Like, and you're just like, what makes them in particular so popular, especially given their live shows are shit? Like,
I don't know, maybe they invested a lot of money on promotion, or I don't know, because they came out, like, they started the first video, there's like garbage bags in back of them, you know? And, you know, they get million views, you know, so somebody's been doing correctly, I guess.
I guess so. It's a weird phenomena. All right, and then we're going to finish this episode 629 of the Gothic Moose with
Hotel Noir, Hellsville, featuring Edward Caspel, and it's the SHEOL remix.
And yeah, when we talked about that song before. So this effectively brings us to the end of the show. DJ Faith, it has been more than a pleasure to have you on the show.
Same here. It's nice to catch up and talk about all good memories and, you know, good music. And
I mean, it's been a great pleasure having a DJ who was a big influence on me and on the show that I do now, and introducing me to so much music all those years ago. Because before you, there was only the couple of DJs that were at the Loft, or the N.W.O.
Was that before or after? It was before.
Before. N.W.O. became the Loft in like April '93.
Okay.
And the last DJ I remember was like there was DJ Alex at, but I never knew, like, I didn't know more than that his name was DJ Alex at the N.W.O. And then there was like DJ X-Rated Mary. I remember like she did a crazy night at a bar called G Spot. Like, it was a lesbian bar on top of Cox.
Yeah, I remember the place. Yeah.
And like, it was a night with free beer.
Great.
Like, no cover, free beer.
Great. That's a good formula.
It was me and like 10 of my goth friends there, like having a nice time, and a bunch of lesbians who just weren't into it. It was so weird.
That's so good.
So much fun. And then the gallery opened, and then like, wow. I
have a blank, but I know I there was other places I used to spin before, but it's just so blurry right now. But I know there's been at least other clubs before, at least 4 of them. But you know, the list's so long.
And it's hard to remember, like, some of the places you're like, like I remember like Stéphane Paradis used to do like the early Skull Product nights.
I was his DJ when he started. Yeah, because he became a DJ later on.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, I used to work with him all the time. It was a place called Pharaoh's Tomb.
Pharaoh's Tomb. Yeah,
I used to be there. The Opium, that was another place that lasted a short period of time. And Vampire Lounge was another one.
The Vampire Lounge.
Yeah, you see, then there was one called Barzan.
That one I don't remember.
Yeah, on Saint Joseph and like Saint Laurent Street, and more in Plateau. And what else? We did an event at Metropolis, because at some point I started doing more events like in the fetish scene. So then it opened up, you know, a lot of other venues, you know.
Right.
So I had a chance to spin at Medley and Olympia and Metropolis once, and like I said, the list is so long. It's like
that must have been really cool. Like, especially, but I don't know if it was like Metropolis back when it was still in private hands.
It was the good Metropolis. Yeah, it was like,
because that was a nice club.
I think it was like in 96 or 97. So it was during the good time.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's like you know, for me, the best was like DJing at the Loft, you know, because I'd been there since it was N.W.O. But then also having DJed at Les Arts, like that was.
Yeah, Les Arts, we were both DJing there, and then it became something called Jungle. Yeah. And I was DJing there as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I remember going to like some techno night there, and I was like, "Oh, this is really good," and then it closed.
Then it closed. Yeah, bad management.
Right. Well, look, it was the same problem at Les Arts. Les Arts, we had a great night, you know, and somehow, what's his name? The guy who Neil, yeah,
Neil and his father.
Yeah, and he was just so erratic sometimes.
Absolutely.
And impulsive, and you're just like, okay, like whatever. Like when he said, "Oh, you got another night," I'm like, "But it's Saturdays. What the fuck does it have to do with Tuesdays? You're out of here. Okay, bye."
It's not easy, but at least we have, you know, all these places marked Montreal. You know.
Yeah. No. it's been lots of fun to do all these things. So thank you very much for coming on to the
You're
show.
very welcome. Pleasure to catch up.
Yeah.
And anytime you want to talk about doing an event together live, I'd be more than honored and happy to do it with you.
For all the words you left implied. dancing on a lonely star. For her angels mourning on the bloodstained steps of hope forgotten. Carrying our cross like guilty children, waiting till our father's home. He'll break our backs, he'll break our bones. As iron God will come. The hair that stiffens on our spines. We walk defeated in our line. We wear disease across our eyes. Our one releases in the fiery furnace. Take us swiftly, take us now. They came from lonely stars in search of wholesome entertainment. We're the stars, we're the stars, we're the stars that line the stage. The attraction of the ages, buy a ticket, feel our pain. God, it's outrageous, it's a in Hellsville, bells peal, roll the barrel down the pills. Hellsville, bells peal, roll the barrel down the pills.
This is Philip Faith. I'm the frontman of Sexsomnia. And we just released our new new EP called Forbidden, which is available on all major platforms. And please visit our Bandcamp. And you can check out our videos on YouTube. We have a few videos for songs like Morphine, Sexsomnia, Catharsis, and Forbidden, 2 versions, featuring Marita, Volodina from Stridulum.
up.
See
Don't forget, don't be silent. Do something for Ukraine. Thank you to everybody who listens to the show every week on crackerradio.com at 7 p.m. on Fridays. And to everybody who listens to it everywhere else like Amazon, Apple, Mixcloud, Hear This, and your favorite podcast app. Don't forget, don't be silent. Do something for Ukraine. Slava Ukraini.